O'Reilly here, Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. Some states easing COVID restrictions. Americans raid their bank accounts to survive the pandemic. More Democrats turn on Andrew Cuomo. Governor Newsom in California sued by some high school students. Dr. Seuss, another victim of the cancel culture. Also ahead, the truth about asylum seekers. But first, from the Deep South to New England, some states are easing COVID regulations as cases continue to decline. Beginning next week, all businesses in Texas and Mississippi can open at full capacity. President Biden telling Americans a vaccine will be available to every adult by the end of May. In the meantime, the contagion is still hammering Americans financially. New report from CNBC says 3 in 10 adults have drained their retirement accounts to pay the bills. About 30% of Americans have tapped into investments over the last 100 days. The average amount withdrawn, $7,000. The list of Democrats calling for investigations into Governor Cuomo reaching top members of the party: Hillary Clinton, Mayor de Blasio, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, and others demanding probes into Cuomo's nursing home situation and allegations of misconduct by him. Andrew Cuomo denies all wrongdoing. California Governor Gavin Newsom facing a new lawsuit from a group of students over his decision to shut down high school sports. The challenge, filed by athletes and cheerleaders in Orange County, California, claims youth leagues have been treated unfairly during the pandemic because college and professionals are allowed to compete. Publishers now canceling at least 6 books from children's author Dr. Seuss. His estate acknowledging some dubious material that portrays people in ways that are hurtful and wrong. The books in question were published between the 1930s and the 1950s. This is yet another example of the cancel fanatics using mores of the past to evaluate the present. No one can survive that. In a moment, what about seeking asylum in America? What is really going on there? We will give you the facts. Up next. Attention savvy investors, Bill O'Reilly here. Want predictable monthly cash flow? Is a 10% annualized immediate monthly payout good for starters? How about bonuses targeted to 21%? If you want the safety and security of a real estate investment, but without the hassles of being a landlord, you have probably heard of NRIA. NRIA is an industry-leading real estate development firm now in its 15th year, developing strategically located, low-risk, high-demand neighborhoods based on supply-demand imbalance. They are a great fit for safety-oriented investors who want cash flow and diversification into carefully chosen real estate. Learn more about NRIA Real Estate Development Fund at nria.net. Or please call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Millions of folks, as you know, from all over the world, want political asylum in the USA. They want to live here because there are lots of bad countries on the planet, and we are a good country. It's as simple as that. As of January of this year, 2021, the Executive Office for Immigration Review reported about 1.3 million pending asylum cases. 1.3 million. That is a colossal number that costs the American taxpayer billions of dollars. Now, by comparison, no one wants political asylum in Russia or China or Cuba or most other countries around the world. Everybody wants to come here. Keep that in mind. Now, every year, the President of the United States, in consultation with Congress, sets the annual refugee admissions number. And they do it by region of origin. So Ireland is allotted this much, Japan this much, that kind of thing. The Trump administration set the annual ceiling at 18,000 asylum seekers in 2020, 15,000 in 2021, a low number. The Biden administration has pledged to reverse that, raising the 2022 ceiling next year to 125,000 refugees. These stats according to the Migration Policy Institute. Now, at that high a number, you are going to attract millions of people trying to get to the United States to apply for political asylum. Why? Because the average wait time to have your asylum case heard is nearly 3 years and growing. And migrants understand the wait is an advantage because they're admitted to the country. They can immediately live here. When the asylum cases are finally heard, people get approved just 26% of the time. 74% of immigrants are denied asylum. So that's long odds. But remember, while waiting, you can live here. Now, some asylum seekers understand the odds are long and they don't show up for their court hearings. And who's hunting them down? Not the sanctuary states and cities. So they're here. And Joe Biden is now offering all undocumented aliens, unless you have a felony conviction, citizenship, a pathway. So you can see how this is developing. Now, those admitted as refugees are also available for resettlement assistance, cash. Once you get to the United States, the government hands you $1,100 for relocation. And you can go any way you want. They just give you a sheet and say, check in here and come back for your hearing. And everybody goes, thank you very much. So the United States now spends $1.8 billion annually on this asylum thing. And it is mass chaos. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. Disagree? I'd like to hear from you. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. As you know, Joe Biden has won the election, and with economic uncertainty looming, I am now more than ever recommending you diversify with gold and silver. The only company I recommend is American Hartford Gold. I trust them. I personally have done business with them. They sell physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA, and they make it easy. Please call them now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. Since I've been recommending American Hartford Gold, gold itself up over 40%, silver up 60%. So don't wait. Call them now, 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. The United States government designated kidnapping a federal crime in 1932, allowing the FBI and U.S. Marshals to cross state lines and locate missing children. In 1966, the Department of Justice issued guidelines for a new trend in the criminal underworld: dog napping. Last week, Lady Gaga's 2 canines made global headlines. The pair of pooches were stolen, the dog walker shot in the chest, and a $500,000 reward offered for the return of the dogs. While this may seem unusual, dog napping in the USA is a lucrative scheme dating back decades. The first high-profile case occurred in 1948. The editor of House and Garden magazine had a puppy taken during a photo shoot. The culprit later demanded a cash payment to return the dog. By the 1950s, gangs of dog nappers were widely reported in the media. Research laboratories would pay big dollars for bootleg dogs, using the former pets for scientific studies and medical experiments. How horrendous. In the 1960s, thieves were targeting dogs used in greyhound racing. A pooch named Hi Joe, valued by its owners at $15,000, was stolen from his kennel in London, England. The dog was allegedly shuttled to Scotland, where he competed in underground racing competitions. Even Disney cashed in on all this, releasing 101 Dalmatians in 1961. The movie features an evil aristocrat named Cruella de Vil, who schemes to steal dozens of puppies and turn them into fur coats. Not nice. In recent years, wealthy celebrities and politicians have been the most likely targets. January 2016, federal agents arrested a man for plotting to steal one of Barack Obama's dogs while the president was on vacation. And here's something else you might not know. Owners beware. The rise of dog napping is directly related to the economy. Criminals hoping to earn fast cash steal pooches more when times are tough. According to the American Kennel Club, the act of dog napping jumps 50% during a recession. Back after this. By now, you've heard me speak about Jeff Brown, my go-to tech expert, and his firm, Brownstone Research. His firm called the exact peak of the dot-com boom and just issued another major prediction. So if you've got money invested in the market, especially in popular tech stocks, this is critical information. Jeff sat down with Tech Minute's Chris Hurt to discuss something shocking he believes is on the verge of happening. So you can watch that interview at bill5g.com right now. That's bill5g.com. Jeff's top-notch newsletter provides my listeners with research to let them know the best tech companies and the biggest market opportunities before they appear on Wall Street's radar. It's the only way to win in the market. Jeff's track record speaks for itself. He's recommended the number one tech stock of 2016, 18, 19, and last year, 2020. His subscribers have seen gains such as 432% and more, sometimes in mere days. Watch Jeff's warning at bill5g.com. bill5g.com. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.